So before we start with the demo, so would like to speak something on your side, and probably like let's not take much time on the introduction. So I mean, just I would like to understand from your perspective, like you would want to explore data engineering is one of the side. Understanding the reason like to be on the audience side from your end, it is not some prerequisite that you should be exposed to some couple of things on your side. Even if you are something new to this environment, there is no point that there is no stopping point for that. So you can easily go for the data engineering training, and which would eventually start your career in one way, eventually like what it is going towards it, towards the data and how it is growing down the line. So that is going to help us. But what I would like to understand from you before we start with the demo, like a couple of things what we are going to cover throughout our sessions, and what is required for to being getting certified on the data engineering side, and how important for your jobs, and what topics are important, and if you're working in which domain existing currently, or you are on the native side of the engineering or data engineering on the ETL side, or like just a couple of things I wanted to know from you. Just not more than 1 or 2 minutes. Just brief me about yourself or your current role if you're working, and if you're working in the current role, with what experience you have and how many years of experience you have it right now, and what is the reason to learn, and what is the reason to coming on to thinking on learning a data engineering. I just wanted to understand, so that if I'm clear with my target and what I have to achieve for you, then I would go in that context. That was one of my point. Yes, Sonu, I understood that you are a fresher. Thanks for that. And other people, can you just go on mute, and I can just brief about 2 minutes you can take. Just tell me your domain or what you work. Starting from Ashlesha, I can say.
Yeah, hi Suresh. Yeah,
Yeah, hi.
actually, I'm having total 7 years of experience in ETL testing, and I'm
Great,
looking for this course for. Means I want to switch the company and I want to upgrade my career, so I want to learn this.
great, great. Oh, that would be the great opportunity for the people, those who are working on ETL as a traditional side, and those who would like to understand on the some cloud platforms which gives you the ETL engineer on that cloud. It would be the better opportunity. Thanks for that. Malik Arjuna, could you?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. So this is Mallikarjun. Total, I have around 4 years of experience. And coming to Azure Data Factory, I have 1 year experience into ADF. So I
Okay.
wanted to learn like Databricks and Synapse. So that's why I joined in this course.
So you're already working as a
Data,
data engineer.
yes,
Okay. In so you the project requires any demand on going on to like migrating from ADF to Synapse, or some requirement you're getting? Like I'm just wanted to
yes,
understand.
yes. The project got requirement like the migration from ADF to Synapse. So in the
Okay,
Synapse we need like ADF integration and Databricks also, right?
correct, correct, correct.
So
No
that's
problem.
what.
Understood. Fine. Thanks. Going ahead, Sivadeep.
Hi, this is Sivadeep. I have 7 years of experience in ETL developer. So at present, I'm
Great.
working on Teradata with Python. So to enhance my
Mm-hmm.
skill, I'm going to learn Azure. So in my project, they're using API integration with from Python. We are fetching data from by using API integration. So Azure API
Okay.
integration. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you would want to explore some other set of things on the cloud platform. That is one of the reason. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Fine. No problem. Thanks. Thanks, Siva. Prasad.
Yeah, hi Suresh and everyone. Good afternoon. I currently work as a data engineering analyst. I have total 3.5 years of experience in ETL and ELT along with big data. So I want to move my career from on-premises towards big data and cloud platform.
Okay. Fine. No problem. So that there is already some, if I say couple of people already working on the traditional side of ETL, some people are working on some of the services on the cloud. They would want to explore more set of tools which are available in the market. So no problem. Thanks for that. Sonu is a fresher. No issue. No issue, Sonu. No need to worry about that. I mean, it would be the approach what we are going. that would be starting from the scratch only, and I would show some couple of curriculum part what we are going to cover, and irrespective of you are a fresher or you're an experienced guy, you're a 3 years guy or a 5 years guy, it should not have any impact in that context. So you're welcome. So can I hear your voice, or is it restricting? It would be fine, Sonu. I mean, yeah, fine. Sridhar,
Yeah, hi, I'm Sridhar, and I'm having around 7+ years of experience in ETL developer.
great.
Yeah, and yeah, we got some migration project from ETL to Azure actually. So, that is the reason. Like, I'm planning to learn Azure Data Factory and Synapse.
So where, I mean, eventually there when they are migrating from your ETL,
Yeah,
which they
ETL
kept on data warehousing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Informatica to like Azure Data Factory.
Okay, they're using a tool called as Informatica.
Yeah. Currently,
Cool,
I'm working with Informatica developer.
cool. Understood. Fine, no problem. So overall, my understanding, the objective of everyone, like 70 to 80% are looking for to go on the Azure services which they are providing, and being a developer on the traditional side, like what takes you to gives you on that part, learning the other set of services and how you're going to implement this. Fine, I mean, we would go that. Nothing to go. I got the target at least. I mean, I should be knowing where we are looking forward to learn such a set of things, so I can go in that context. I mean, see, there are some people like who would like to start from the scratch, and irrespective of you are on the ETL side or you are on the different set of domain side. So that way we can go ahead. So I would considering fact like the entire our course curriculum goes about this thing. What I can say, it would go around DP 200, 201, and 203. So it just how it would be like we would be covering some basic things what it was there earlier and how it went on to other set of services which introduced by Microsoft. That will be, I'll show you the curriculum and the set of topics which you'll be covering throughout the sessions,
Suresh,
providing that
1 second.
what we
I'm sorry to
yeah
question.
yeah
We have one more person called Mr. Ranjan. So,
you'll be
Ranjan,
joining.
yeah, I already joined.
Okay,
Ranjan,
Ranjan is
can
also
you
there.
read yourself?
Ranjan, I won't see. Ranjan, yes, Ranjan. Yeah, Ranjan, I missed you, I think. You're
Can
there?
Ranjan, can you unmute yourself and speak?
Yeah. Can you just take 2 minutes of your time, Ranjan? Sorry, I missed you. Like, looks like I was just counting, starting from Ashlesha only. I didn't see your name in the list. So might be the reason. We just take your 2 minutes of your background and what you're doing right now and what makes you to think on the data engineering part.
Okay, actually, I'm working as a BGM IT. Okay, so I'm in ERP actually. I'm into
Mm-hmm.
ERP and administrative, like head of IT. So I
Uh-huh,
want
uh-huh.
to. So our company going for Azure, but I want to be part of that Azure administrative. That's why to switch to that. That's why
Okay,
I'm
to you
interested.
basically want to switch those things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. I understood. I mean, at least I would be knowing that what is your requirement in that context. If you are taking, if we're conducting our class, I should be knowing the target with whom I'm speaking and what is their level of understanding towards us. So that's the reason I was knowing more on that thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'll not take much time from my end. Also, I'll just give you a brief on 2 minutes of my introduction. Who am I? Suresh is a corporate trainer and data platform consultant with that 15 years experience
Mhm.
uh, in the technology industry. Before I and specializing is in curriculum designing, learning, and database administration as well as development. I also involve myself into e-learning portals for the any type of deploying a course or developing a course onto the e-learning portal. That is also I involve myself. So I have a proven record of delivering the software trainings and leadership development programs to build the world-class organization with the skilled resources to the company. So most of my time will be dedicated to a corporate trainings. That would be one of my point. Moreover, I do work for a couple of projects on the data engineering side, which eventually gives you some exposure on the real time, I would say. So it just requires as a part of a real time. So those set of kind of some assignments I'll be giving you on a daily basis with whatever the concept we are going to add. Once that is done, then would be getting a exposure on the real time aspects, like how you're going to deal, what you're learning, and being you are a ETL developer, and it would be much easier how you're evaluating your services when you're putting on cloud, when you're putting on uh, Azure services which are available, and someone is already on ADF, and for him it is going to be a very crispy thing for him to understand the other set of services what is not working in ADF. ADF is one of the service, I would say, Azure Data Factory, with whom someone is working. What's his name? Your name, sir? I forgot your name.
Mallikarjun.
Think Malik is working on ADF. So for him, it is going to be a crispy thing when I'm thinking on learning other set of services. What is eventually there was some drawback or there was some issues which were evolved and which were understood. Maybe in the cost context that would be there. That is one of the point. So certain topics we understood, we get requirement from the customers, so we evaluate in that context. That's how we go it. So just coming again onto myself, like I this is all the domains I covered. I kept I'm sharing my screen. I hope you're able to see my screen, right? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just these are the domains I cover coming on to data engineering or a Python or SQL. Some of couple of data platform technologies, including SQL, Oracle, or Mongo. Also, I do cover for the trainings, and many of the Azure cloud solutions on the module side, I do cover on the AWS as well. When not with work, Suresh loves to be with his family, and any remains of the time he loves to dedicate it to gym and movies. This is a small introduction from my end. So not to take much time, what we are here on the our demo side is like, just I would like to take you on our requirement, where we are going to lead and how we are going to go about our sessions, and our our goal and our target, I would say. Just brief you, take you on the, you might be getting a curriculum part from Ganesh no matter what, but just only one thing I would say, just uh, when we understand like basic terminologies on the ETL side, we would be knowing about couple of things, and how you're going to take these things on the cloud side, and how you're going to evaluate, with what services you're going to evaluate. Those things I'll just show you here. Let me just open my training. I just paused my this thing. Yeah, let me share my screen again. Couple of services which are available, and including your DP 200 and 201, what I mentioned in the beginning of the time. So in that context, we'll be going. It is more often I would be definitely taking some conceptual clarity while sharing PPTs. Once, like daily, our session around 1 hour on a daily basis. Okay, it goes for at least close to 45 to 50 hours. Based on your some examples or real-time scenarios from my side that would be there as a part of your course. And when it comes to agenda, the agenda of this course is why we are learning a Microsoft Data Engineer, and expected outcomes after learning this course, intended audience who can opt this course. It is not a compulsion like only this set of people can learn this course, considering the curriculum what we have it, and what you require to learn the course, and course in details, and its curriculum. So this couple of things I was mentioned, like you must be knowing like how data is growing, and as I mentioned, now our duration of our course is on a daily basis, it would be 60 minutes. For first 15 to 20 minutes we'll be talking on the concepts. Once that is done, I'll take you to the lab, like on the portal we will be dealing with that. You should be having as a part of a prerequisites with your free trial versions. If you have a free trial in your hand, it would be easy to elaborate more and more examples from your side that would be there. So daily you'll be having for each concept, you'll be having a PPT starting from your storage accounts to your data factory to Azure Synapses or Databricks or streaming analytics, all those services. So what I would just like how I understood, like when I say why only data engineering, there was a report which was deployed like 88% over and over growth, but job posting for data engineers are massively increasing. If you ask me, being considering my experience, initially I was not a data engineer. After 2 to 3 years, I understood the market how it is going to grow. Then I boomed myself into getting into a field called as data engineering. Now in next 10 years, you imagine like how it is going to have a data in your hand and controlling your data and analyzing your data, getting your data to be in a transformed way. Those all set of things are important. But traditionally, you're doing something with your tools. But how efficient you have it on the cloud with the scalability? You might be having this question. All these things I'm doing on my on the traditional side already with some tools, right? But what cloud has given me the extra advantage? Why customers are choosing to go on the cloud side? In terms of cost evaluations, definitely is going to be there. That is one of the reason. So that is giving a growth for a data for a jobs also in one way. If you are interested, it is not something that you'll be waiting for that. And expected outcomes after learning this course, these are a couple of modules I have added here. You will be learning Microsoft Azure SQL Server. You will be also learning a SQL warehouse on the Azure side or SQL Server on the Azure side. You'll be learning some level of architectures. You'll be learning and you'll be playing around with some examples which you even play in real time. How you collaborate your databases with your evaluation tools which are available on the Azure portal side. Those are a couple of things you'll be learning after the when you are going with the course. Data lakes is one of the storage which is available from the Azure side. You just don't learn, you will not just learn a concept and you'll lab, you'll be also giving helpful things on the optimization techniques which would be eventually L3 topics. But you would be getting some insights from my end, how you would be optimizing, how would be troubleshooting with the existing environment on every context coming onto data lake. Even though you have a data factory is one of the service here. So this key components and the architecture, how you analyze by using these tools. So not just learning a tool, your goal every time is going to be like you will learn a concept with PPT, you will perform a lab. Once this lab is like a hands-on, and for lab you require Azure portal. Once you clear with the concept on the PPT, you'll go on to the doing a hands-on on Azure portal. And once this portal is done with you understood, you make live your project or your service. Then this is called as your troubleshooting and optimization. This is the level we are going to acquire in each concept. This is what I follow in every batch. Go learn the concept, understand the basic idea of understanding the concept, where you're going to deploy. And if I give a real-time example, like a kind of project I put in front of you, you should be in a position to me being a customer. Like say, understood, you can consider in this way. I'm a customer. I'm coming to you, and you have to tell me, boss. So I am a pharmaceutical company. I'm running a such business, and I would want to procure my data safely, and I wanted to do analysis on my data and to have some decisions on my data. How is going to have how is going to grow my business also some importance. So you should be in a position to give me the options. Go for this service name called as your data lake, a service name called as data factory, or go for signups, or go for Databricks. I mean, think about the service like which app for me being as a customer. So if you start thinking in these things, this is the level of approach we'll be going to follow. Every topic we'll be having a PPT. Definitely, I will be going with that. Maybe taking a theory, you might feel like that's not important. You can do a self learning, but this is approach I follow. In that span of time, what we give from our end, we would be dedicated for that in that context. So Apart from that, we would be learning some Hadoop basics, which would be required for a Hadoop ecosystem, and what it would requires to have a Azure cloud by using SD Insights. So those level of basic things we require, though you are a big data engineer or you are fresher to Hadoop. So that will elevate you to learn some concepts on the big data side, because we are going to use our storage is going to be much more wider, and we'll be learning some cross functional database called as Cosmos DB. Apart from that, streaming services will be learning. It's just not a basic concept. This was there earlier. You'll be doing more on streaming services. Databricks concepts is not a basic. I'll just edit this part. It was the earlier one. Basic streaming concepts and practical. This was long before when I was taking with the freshers batch. So that was there. I'm just taking you because at that time DP 200 and 201 was there. Now DP 203, which eventually took one step ahead. So for them, I just prepared that PPT. And additionally, this concepts what sharing with you is like it is all just only to some level, because when you are trying to approach or when you're trying to give DP 203 as a certification, that exam does not even consist only to 203. You would be having questions from this also. That's the reason I'm making strong on the basic side. Once that is done, the things will be easy for you. So these are set of services which will be covering it on the DP 200 203 side, and eventually you'll get a course from you'll get a PDF or the document from Ganesh also on the 203 side. Out all the services which are available in 203, those services also will be covering it. uh, Synapse and Databricks, yes, they will be there only as a part of your curriculum. Intended audience, beginners in the Microsoft Azure platform, they would can opt. It's not a compulsion like only people can who are preferring to data analyst or a data scientist or a data engineers. It can go for a database or BI developers, database administrator, whoever deals with the data. For them, it is going to be much easier. I mean, to understand the functionality of your business. And once you're clear with your business, to implement a logic is going to be much easier. Uh, Analyst or DB database and administrator on-premises database data profile, like any type of IBMS technology, they can portray their profile into a cloud. And last one, anyone who is looking forward to start their career as a data engineer, they can start. If being a fresher also, they can start. It would not a compulsion like who would want to learn of only these people can apply. No, it's not like that. So they can go. And prerequisites, you would be requiring some because we would be doing a lot of travel part on the SQL side. We would require the basic TSQL or database concepts. That would be the prerequisites. And though if you don't know like couple of PDFs, I'll share you. Just try to figure it out. I mean, you should be in a position to understand if I'm talking about joints or some DDL or DML. So those things, how you're going to interpret in your business, you should be in having an understanding. So other thing is your subscription. We should be having it. Apart from that, in detail, I've just mentioned this. If you need it, I can share this PPT to you. I'll share with Ganesh. He'll share with to you. Other PDF also it is there. That will be part of your 203. Uh, those concepts, including your, as I said, three things, right? You have to learn with the concepts. You have to perform with your lab. Then you have to produce in terms of your troubleshooting and optimization. Those three concepts will go in each content whatever you're going to learn. Just deployed like what all you're going to deploy, like uh, what are the advantages of learning your database over on-prem, what is the provisions that you will be doing all types of database past deployments, like what type of deployments you have it on the past side. And you will learn the different purchasing models, like a service ties, how you're going to configure them according to your requirement. So this is some level of concepts are going to be there on infra side, on the past admin side, but still I'm covering. Why? Because you're going to deal with many of the people in your job profile when you are working just as a DE. If you have an understanding on other set of services, it should be easy to figure out about your functionality of your requirement. I mean, at the end of the day, being a data engineer, what do? You get a data into your hand and you will make out some decisions out of it. So that is your entire approach on your job role. So my approach is like making out a curriculum like in such a way that should cover in all the areas, not just one area. So you would be able to provide some provisions on the virtual IaaS also. I mean, some will try to figure it out on the I mean, spin some VMs and try to see how VMs are going to help when you are migrating your on-prem data to your DE or some of the services which are available. So those migration checklist and those set of challenges, how you're going to face it, those things we'll look at very closely. You'll be able to deploy some elastic pool basis and you can make some changes like add and remove more databases from the pool. These couple of things you can do that. You would be able to deploy the managed instances databases. So these things you would do down the line on the database side, on the SQL Azure side. So I'll just take it in this way. Yeah. On the Synapse Analytics side and Synapse, what you do earlier, where were you, and how you're going to compare your Synapse activity, which is one of the very prominent and very important service in your Microsoft Azure. So you would going to learn warehousing solutions in this cloud, and you'll be learn about your Microsoft brand new Azure Synapse Analytics service, how this service will give you the enterprise data warehousing and big data analytics, and it will provide an experience like how you're going to follow these ingestion, prepare, and manage and serve the data for your reporting purpose or ML purposes. So these level of concepts you'd be going in depth, and you would learn some architectures are available like traditional, modern, and Synapse architecture. What you can evaluate something on your business on Synapse, what not on traditional, what not on modern. So you would be understanding about those things, and you would talk about some processing techniques on the MPP parallel MPP, which is again a part of your Synapse. So these are some optimization methods, I would say. MPP architecture, data distribution, sharding and partitioning, and some best practices when you do different migration methods. So these comes when you do a lot on the Synapse side. So this set of topics would be covering inside your Synapse, and what exactly you're on some certain services and why you want to figure it out. You want to migrate it to your Synapse. These things you would be doing or down the line when you are dealing with your course. So apart from that, we would just go next. Yeah, you'll be talking about data lake gen 1. Gen 1 is I mean expired. Gen 2 is already there. It's one of the why I added gen 1 here. Gen 2 is already there. It's one of the storage concept now followed by gen 1. Gen 1 is some customers already say that when Gen 2 is came after Gen 1. In 2020 it came. It was there in 16 and 18 and 17. So customers are already using it, and they know that the services got replaced by Gen 2. So when they migrate their storage accounts, you can even migrate your storage accounts from your Gen 1 to Gen 2. So what concepts I am added here, if you know the understanding about what it was there earlier, and when I'm migrating to new thing, why we are migrating and what is the limitation we had it on gen 1 which was evolved by gen 2, those couple of things will be adding it to your storage level part, which is very important. And one of eventually you can say in terms of cost wise, which is very a doable way for the customers to opt for storage. And use SQL language, something which supports on the data gen 1 side. It is not required to learn on the gen 2 side because it's all being taken care from the product side only. Data factory, yeah, people, which some people it would be like which is one of the most utilized and used services in the industry. Data factory, in terms of cost perspective, how you're going to do a transformation of your data, producing reports to your customers using the services, figuring out like what type pipelines I should create, what type of type of mechanism reporting things can be followed. You would be also doing some troubleshooting. Maybe I would be in a position to tell me, yes boss, you have to do these things from your end. So you would understand. Okay, eventually creating a service and keeping it ready, that is fine. I mean, those days are gone now. Eventually, if you're learning process in that way, it is not going to help out. So then you would be learning some concepts on the Hadoop, as I mentioned. What is a fundamental understanding about your Hadoop ecosystem and your three main building blocks module you prepare to your learning about your big data and your Azure cloud using your SD Insight. So though these topics will be learning as a part of your 200 and 201, eventually there are
Suresh, your voice is breaking. We're not able to hear you. Can you hear us? No, Suresh, we're not able to hear you. I think there is issue with your network.
it's can you hear me now?
Now we can.
Okay, fine then. So whatever I was speaking at that time, you were able to hear me. I mean, when till you message before that, it
Uh,
was fine,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it was fine, but there is some issue. There is, I think, like fan or something. There's echo.
I stopped it now. I think yeah, it was a fan only. I stopped it. So I mean, couple of services what we are going to talk and how we are going to talk. Though those are the prerequisites part of your course that would be there. And eventually, like as I said, it's just not several concepts like whatever the services which are available coming on the analytics side, coming on the monitoring, coming on the security. These set of topics also will be going to cover it, and the process, the procedure is going to be same down the line for every topic. We're definitely going to take on the concepts part, because once you clear with the concept, it would be easy for every part of the individual when you are learning it. So if I am just taking one other service or any one other service or anything on your side, it's not going to figure it out. This is one of the service now. I mean, just take a data factory in detail. I'll make you aware like data factory is there. What is the earlier one, and the replacement how you got it, and how you going to copy the data, and what type of transformation you're going to do that. So once you understand the concept, when you visualize, when your functionality is clear at your end, you can start doing the practical and start doing a portal from your end. Once that is done, that everyone have a access to portal. Have you used earlier, or with your corporate accounts, or have you ever logged into once then that got expired, or you have to log in again? That should be the minimal, I would say that. Okay. So this is how our journey towards our target, and this is what we are going to achieve it. If you talk about like how I'm showing you one of the service, you would go on to your data factory and understanding about the concepts like what is data factory on the ecosystem, how it is eventually evolved your native system to deploy something on your cloud, and what I'm getting. SSIS, some couple of people already have understanding on SSIS. So SSIS is same like some integration services which are available on the on-prem. The replacement is nothing but your data factory, and how you're doing a data factory and what consideration you're going to do that. So these couple of topics you're going to talk, and then provide with that what is an important on the data factory on the data factory on the SSIS side. What is the difference you have it? So though eventually you try to compare certain things on the your traditional methods, then the replacement of traditional method to your cloud methods, then you will do a deploying and you will try to explore. You will be doing, definitely doing some demos. Every part of service you'll have a demo. Once you clear the demo, and eventually you have to explore from your side more when I give some assignments to you. That would be going to see more of me, less of you won't work. More less of me, more of you also won't work. More from both the sides it work. I mean, I'll give my inputs as much as I can, and you can also explore as much as you can. So it works on both the sides. So that would be my takeaway for me. If I am completing this course with you, my takeaway should be that. So it's not eventually like what you're going to put time or what I'm going to get. It's not like that. My takeaway should be like that. So treat yourself, and I know your job schedule will be there, and there will be some timing challenges sometime, but probably we would take that opportunity and we try to manage that part. Nothing to worry on that context. So a couple of this is one of the things, a couple of things what I have said. How you're going to go with the portal access should be there for everyone. Have you just tell me one thing, have you guys anyone logged into portal or with your corporate accounts? Have you tried to use the free tier so far with your Azure? Have you used it?
No.
No, right? So at least we can try to use the free tier account for at least for a month time, and we can practice all the services with our free tier account. That would be kind of a requirement as a part of a prerequisites. Then probably it would help to do more and more exploring certain things on both the sides. This is all about like what we are going to talk on our course throughout, and how you're going to take ahead these things, and what type of technology we'll be talking about. So eventually you'll understand like how good you would be understanding on the concepts and how you're going to implement it in your real time. Definitely I would giving a real time scenarios that would be help you like, and optimization techniques on one side, one way. So this is all about my end. If you have any questions now you can ask me, and probably I would be able to answer it for next 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes we have, so we can talk. Yeah guys, any questions? Ranjan, Sonu,
Yes, yes,
uh,
sir. So in 40 hours, everything is
fort-
covered, right? Like,
45 hours, not
yeah,
40.
yeah, Synapse, Data Factory, and
Yes,
Databricks.
yes, yes, yes. You will get done each services in detail. I mean, the process what I'm going to follow with that, it would be if you clear with the concept, and if tell you since you're already working on some level of ETL, maybe you are a fresher. If you clear with the base part, you can correlate and start implementing and evaluating with that. So it would not take that much time, but definitely the assignment part, uh, definitely the assignment part that would definitely going to help you for you.
Okay, so I mean, so for Databricks, we need some PySpark, right? So
For
PySpark,
Python, I would be taking some basic things on this part. PySpark, eventually some coding things what are required. The basic things I would tell you, Malik.
oh,
Basic
okay,
things which are required for your deployment of your services. Those things I will tell. Definitely, I will add those PySpark. But if you want to explore from the scratch PySpark or Python, that not be easy. But I'll provide some some PDFs to you to learn Python. If you are really keen to learn Python on your side, if you want to play around more on Python, you can do with that. I'll give you some PDFs to you for that course. I mean that's a PDF. It consists of related to Python. Those things I can give you that you can do it on your own. But eventually, it is not.
Okay, sure. Yes, thank
Okay. What Sonu was saying. Sonu, can you speak, man? We would love to hear your voice.
You
I
can
was
unmute,
just.
you can unmute yourself, Sonu. Even I requested for unmute.
You said what? Data engineering work on next.
Um,
Yeah.
sir, can I speak Hindi?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
ओके
हिंदी में
मतलब
बोलो, कोई
मुझे
प्रॉब्लम नहीं
पता
है।
मुझे ओके जैसे
बोलो।
मुझे जानना था कि अगर इस चीज को कंप्लीट कर लेता हूँ, जैसे मैं छोटे टाउन से हूँ, तो
हाँ।
सबसे पहला मेरा प्रेफरेंस है कि मुझे जॉब लगे, कहीं अच्छे जॉब लगे, फैमिली को
हाँ।
भी लगेगा कि हाँ ये कर रहा है तो इसको जॉब लगे, अच्छे जगह जाए, और
ओके।
जो मतलब टाइम इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है उससे मुताबिक कुछ इसको अच्छा मिले।
अच्छा, मतलब वो
तो
दिक्कत
ये
दिक्कत
मतलब
ऐसा
ये सब
होगा।
करने से
ओके, गो
हाँ
ahead, go ahead। आप बोल दीजिए, पहले बोलो, मैं बोलता हूँ।
तो मतलब टाइम यूज करो, बाकी सब यूज करो, उसके बाद क्या है अपॉर्चुनिटी, क्या है गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी, कहाँ जा सकता है आदमी, क्या कर सकता है आदमी, क्या पैकेजेस वगैरह, उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है। मतलब हाँ एक जगह आदमी बन जाए। अभी एज ए फ्रेशर कुछ छोटा मोटा काम कर रहा है अपने छोटे लोकल टाउन सिटी में, तो इससे अच्छा
सही।
जाने के लिए ये अगर कर मतलब इंटरेस्टेड तो है इस चीज को करने में, अगर कर रहे हैं
ओके।
तो आगे क्या है, अपॉर्चुनिटी क्या है, यही सब बस। दैट्स ऑल।
अपॉर्चुनिटी लाइक आप फ्रेशर हो, आपका बैकग्राउंड क्या है सोनू?
सर मेरा 2013 में अकाउंट से था, उसके बाद मैंने
बीकॉम
छोटे छोटे
बीकॉम
जॉब, हाँ हाँ बीकॉम,
बीकॉम किए थे, ठीक है। उसके बाद
उसके
इंडस्ट्री
बाद
में
छोटे
आपने
छोटे,
जॉब
हाँ
किए थे।
कासा, बहुत बहुत छोटा छोटा जॉब, कभी सिक्योरिटी कंपनी, कभी कासा
हाँ।
कंपनी बैंकिंग, और अभी वही सिक्योरिटी कंपनी में ही, मतलब
ओके।
ऐसे छोटा।
सो सॉफ्टवेयर या क्लाउड के बारे में ऐसे थोड़ा बहुत तो नॉलेज रहेगा।
थोड़ा बहुत हाँ सर, थोड़ा बहुत
बेसिक
कोडिंग
थिंग तो
किया है
ऐसा
मैंने।
पता है। हाँ।
हाँ थोड़ा बहुत किया है सर।
सी मैं आपको फ्रैंकली बोलूँ और हॉनेस्ट के हिसाब से बोलूँ तो आप ऐसा टारगेट रखो, अच्छी बात है। मतलब जॉब के लिए मुझे जॉब चाहिए, मैं इतना इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ तो मेरा आउटकम ऐसा होना चाहिए कि मुझे जॉब मिले ही मिले। ऐसा तो
यस
रखो,
सर।
मैं ना नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। बट अपना खुद का हार्डवर्क तो उसमें जरूरी रहता ही है। जितना चाहे जितना हो सकता है उतना टाइम आप दे सकते हो उसमें। आप साथ में जॉब भी करेंगे और कोर्स भी सीखेंगे, राइट?
ये मेरा तो सर वैसा वर्क है सर, अभी तो लॉकडाउन के बाद बैंकिंग सेक्टर बहुत सारा छाट दिया था,
हाँ।
तो उसके बाद मतलब लोकल में ही कि एज ए सिक्योरिटी गार्ड एटीएम में, एटीएम सर्विस में, यहाँ पे कोई
हम्म।
काम नहीं है। अपना कोर्सेज करते रहता हूँ, कंपटीशन का तैयारी करते रहता हूँ, पढ़ते रहता हूँ,
हम्म।
तो मेरे पास समय ही समय है। मतलब 8 घंटे जो ड्यूटी आवर्स रहता है उसमें 6 घंटे तो मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ, उसके बाद घर
ओके।
जाने के बाद भी कर सकता हूँ।
So, आपके पास इनफ मतलब काफी टाइम है आपको खुद को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए और आप इसमें
यस
डालने के
सर।
लिए।
और बस
फ्रेशर्स के लिए
थोड़े इंग्लिश,
या इंग्लिश तो आप बात करेंगे तो
इंग्लिश
फिर हो जाएगा। अब अगर आप बात ही
हाँ
नहीं कर रहे थे इसके लिए आप टाइप कर रहे थे, ऐसा नहीं बोलूंगा मैं, बट बात करेंगे तो आपको क्लियर नहीं हो। फिर बट ओवरऑल क्लास इंग्लिश में चलता रहेगा बिकॉज बाकी लोगों भी हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं, मैं भी बात कर सकता, बट इवेंचुअली इंडस्ट्री में जाके बट कम्युनिकेशन करना है देन इट वुड बी इजी फॉर यू ऑल्सो फॉर एवरीवन। सो ऐसा ना हो जाए कि आप ज्वाइन हुए, आप पैसा डाल रहे हो, आप टाइम डाल रहे हो, और फिर वो दिक्कत में हो जाएंगे, अरे यार मैंने 1 महीने तो अपना वेस्ट कर दिया, मैं इधर आके वो रिग्रेट आना नहीं चाहिए। वो मेरा टेक अवे कभी नहीं होना चाहिए।
नहीं
बीइंग अ
सर।
ट्रेनर, हाँ मतलब वो मैं आप अच्छे से ध्यान में रख के क्लियर कर लो कि हाँ मुझे करना है। मैं कोशिश यही रहेगा कि आई वुड गेट अ जॉब समवेयर एज अ फ्रेशर बीइंग अ डेटा इंजीनियर। फ्रेशर्स लोग को भी मिल जाता है डेटा इंजीनियर, ऐसा नहीं कि डेटा इंजीनियर एक्सपीरियंस कोई मिल सकता है। एक बार तुम कोर्स कंप्लीट करने के बाद उस कोर्स को इवैल्यूएट करो, उस एग्जांपल्स को इवैल्यूएट करो कि रियल टाइम सिनेरियो में आपका बैंकिंग का एग्जांपल्स ले लो, इतना डेटा आता है तो मैं कैसा उसको इवेल्युएट कर सकता हूँ, कैसा मैं प्रोड्यूस कर सकता हूँ। तो वैसा आपका नजरिया होना चाहिए, तो इट वुड बी इजी फॉर यू टू लर्न, अंडरस्टैंड, देन पुट इट ऑन रियल टाइम। तो वैसा मैं आपको इंसाइट दे सकता हूँ। सो जॉब तो अप्रोच और लगे तो रहना, मतलब क्या बोल सकते हैं, करते रहना है बस। कहीं ना कहीं तो हो ही जाएगा सबका। ऐसा मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि जॉब का बारे में ही है करके, बट लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट ओनली, आई वुड से सोनो।
थैंक यू सर।
Fine?
ओके सर, समझ गए।
या ठीक है। या एनीवन
Yeah.
एल्स?
Uh, yeah. Hi, Suresh. Ashlesha here.
या प्लीज
Yeah.
टेल मी।
I just want to know what other coding languages we need to learn.
SQL
Like
is
Python, you
utmost
said
required.
etc.
Python you would require for what the basic things you require for this data engineering. Those things I will tell while we are learning services. Python would require because we'll be using Panda libraries in Python. That I would take it while we are learning a course. But other than that, you won't require. A, either you should be having one of the coding programming language for this. Python or SQL should be the basic thing you should we want for every part of a service. And Python, if you know it, it would be good. We may not cover Python from scratch, but what all the libraries we are using it, that I would be taking with you guys while I'm taking a Databricks, while I'm taking a Synapse also. So some examples we would be taking it. Those things I would be taking with you. Nothing to worry on that part. Power BI, we'll be using it. Have you earlier used Power BI in your traditional methods? Anyone use Power BI?
Yeah, I am having some knowledge, but not much.
Okay, Ranjan, fine, no
Uh,
problem. We can, I mean, we will be using Power BI also. We'll be providing several transformation things. Hope I
mhm.
answered your question, Ashlisha.
Yes.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other people?
Now,
Any
what about certification? After this course, will you able to do certification?
after this completion of course, yeah, you will be able to do a certification. The completing 200, 201 and 203, you can enroll for doing a certification. That
Okay.
would be the agenda, right? The purpose of me
Yeah.
covering
Mm-hmm.
200 and 201 is only by because 200 and 201 got expired now. 203 is only alive now. But
Mm-hmm.
in 203, you just won't get 203. You would be getting 200 and 201 also. So some concepts were there, which eventually they spoke, but they won't speak much on that. But you will get questions in certification. So in that certification context, in the real-time context also, I'm taking that. So that should help you down the line. Not if we cannot say to my customer or to end user, I don't know that other earlier concepts. If I have an exposure to learn that, it would probably help me, right? That is one thing. Any other things?
No, I am having one doubt that timing of
Yeah,
class.
yeah.
Mr. Ganesh was telling it is 8 a.m. But 8 a.m. actually there is a preparation time for office. So in the evening, if some slot will be there, no, that will be
Uh,
helpful for
timing,
me.
Ganesh will figure it out. I mean, based on that, we can plan it. We'll see how it goes. At least like you
Uh,
everyone provide your feasibility. I mean,
uh,
maybe Ganesh will come with the conclusion, or maybe he'll be speaking out with giving 2 to 3 options. So,
mhm.
best
I
time for
think
yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
I
go ahead,
think for
Ranjan.
everybody it will be a challenge. I think 8 o'clock morning.
Sorry, Ranjan. Like
Hmm.
actually, I was planning for in the mornings only.
Mhm.
Even evenings also is fine. Like evening 8 p.m. or else morning 8 p.m. Sorry, 8 a.m. We have two slots. So
Mhm.
again, depending on everyone feasibility, then I can able to like form the batch.
Okay.
And Mallikarjun, Aslesha, Sonu, and Sridhar, are you fine with the like mornings or evenings? Can see
So
the
it's
Yeah,
morning is
I'm morning.
Yes, sir. I'm fine. Evening fine.
okay. And Aslesha, you are fine with morning, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with anything, morning or evening.
Okay. And Sridhar? Mallikarjun, you're fine with like mornings, right? Mornings or evenings?
Yes, morning is fine for Ganesh for me.
Yeah, that is the like only reason. Like majority of the people, like they're available in the mornings only, so that we can wind up the class and night we can practice. Sometimes what will happen, like many of them they're working professionals, and sometimes their calls will go for more than 7:38 or sometimes 8:30 also. So that is the reason I'm planning to like make it in the morning.
Okay, my office start at 8:30. That's the problem.
Okay,
Okay.
try at least try to make it. You can
Mm.
at least have the
We
husband.
can push it before Ranjan. If you feel like you can pushing it before also, we can plan for that. But think about the timings. You can talk to Ganesh.
Mm.
Ganesh would be the right person for that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Okay, let me see.
Any other people? Any questions? Sridhar, Siva, any questions you have it?
So we can learn like a, I mean, integration, right? Cloud to, I mean, Snowflake, like that.
You would, I mean, integrating, yeah, that's what we are going to do with our services.
Okay.
Wherever my source data is, like I am going to integrate with that by using my services which are available. We can take a number of examples, Eva. It just Snowflake
Okay.
is one of the data warehousing services which are available. Likewise, I can pick out any of the services. I can try to integrate and try to digging out more data from that. So say like if I give you one example, IoT devices are there. IoT is something like some data which measures about your smartwatch, which is an IoT data.
Yeah.
IoT data collects some information. Say like I'm saving that information in my Amazon S3. Okay, S3 Amazon S3 is a storage bucket. I'm storing that. My customer is General Motor customer. Okay, he's doing this. He's storing his services as a part of storage into Amazon S3. Now, I am being as a Azure data engineer, I am using Azure services. What correlation I have with Amazon S3? Now I have to integrate that Amazon S3 with my Azure services, right? One example you said. So
Yeah.
those integration will be doing out. So with what services will be doing out, those things will be learning out. General services, General Motors is one of the example where four-wheeler have some metrics, right? Now my smartwatch also having some IoT device that is also having some metrics. Everything I'm storing in JSON file into Amazon S3 storage account. From Amazon S3 storage account, I have to bring it back to my Azure portal, Azure services called as Data Factory. Say example, how I'm going to get that to my storage account as a to my Azure service. Those things will be learning out. Those integration will be doing with most of the times is Data Factory only, uh, but I would be showing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay.
Clear?
Thank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sridhar, you have anything?
Uh, so Suresh, how many tools are we gonna learn in this?
Uh, Tools count you say, then I don't have count, ma'am. Apache Kafka or Apache Knife, I also will be learning it. Close to 5 to 6 tools you'll be learning it, ma'am. Services you'll be learning it. Okay. Most of the native tools, what you have it. Suppose you are a ETL developer. You're on the ETL side, right?
Yes.
Something related to ETL. Yeah. Now, most of your ETLs got replaced with your services. M- Your code-free, codeless services which are available on Azure side, those services also we are learning. You don't require certain times you don't require to code anything. So that is eventually is the best option, one way to learn any service on the Azure side. We will be learning Apache Kafka, that is a messaging system. Apache Spark will be learning those two things, and NiFi also will be learning it. Tableau I won't be able to cover much, but that's again a data analyst side. But still, I can give you some insights on the Tableau side, which I give on every batch. Tableau, have you got anyone touched since you are on the ETL side? Anything on the exposure on the Tableau side? If you're using a Power BI, you should be knowing for Tableau then. Anyone? Tableau, you're using it?
No.
No, right. Okay, fine. Tableau is not required for engineers. It is more onto the your Analyst side. Data
Analytics.
analyst side. Sorry. Fine then. Ganesh, I'm done with my demo. I think everyone spoke who wants to. So